Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Because we're having hamburgers, we're having chicken hamburgers today, and I have cheese in the house and I'm thinking of how I want to do it differently. I took out 3 buns that I made previously and they're sitting there defrosting. Now, I always tell you when I make mayonnaise, I usually use just lemon juice, but I tell you you can use vinegars. And to prove to you that you can do it, I'm going to be using white vinegar today to show you that you can. Plus, I always use my all blend or corn, but today I'm going to use sassafras oil. So I'm going to show you that you can do these things and get away with it, as they say. Now, most of the mayonnaise that you see on TikTok and quick and instant and shaking and everything else, they need a binder. If you put them in the heat, they're going to separate. Now, the only way you can get a binder, and if you want it to be like the mayonnaise that you buy in the store, you're going to have to make this mayonnaise. I'm sorry, there's no way around it. You're going to have to use all-purpose flour, and you need 1/3 of a cup of it. Like I said, I've been there, done that. I've made my mistakes. I don't hide. But I learned. Like, I sat there and tried to make gummy bears. Well, the first time, let's not talk about the first time. They had flavor, but they weren't the greatest in shapes. I had to learn how to fill those molds properly. And then when I went to make lollipops, I had a problem with that one too. Don't go over 300. You know, I made my mistakes and it ended up in the trash. Which my son said, "Mommy, your lollipops are going." Yeah, they're going in there till I get it down. This is how I am. I'm not gonna torture anybody through it. Now, and as you can see, the end core of my starter died, so I have to start all over again. You need a teaspoon of regular oat sugar. You're going to need salt. I'm going to use my combination that I made. It works very well. I enjoy it. Like, I made baking powder without the aluminum in them, because aluminum, they don't know what it does to the body. So I'm trying to maneuver with it. I think I'm going to start trying to work with biscuits instead of muffins and get more accustomed to it. So you'll be seeing me. I might be repeating some recipes, but the problem is I'm repeating them because I'm going to be using homemade baking powder. And then once I figure out how it works better, then I'll sit there and move on to other things. And you need 1 teaspoon of mustard. We're not finish it up. Now, you can use Coleman's mustard, you can use dry mustard. As long as it's dry mustard, you're fine. I've used both of them and there's no problem with them. Now that we've added all our dry ingredients together, I'll turn you down so you can see what we're doing. Now, you have to mix this thoroughly. This is when a whisk comes in really, really handy. Because you've got to mix that salt, especially if you're using kelp mixture I gave you, or if you use kelp, you've got to mix it because you don't want any particles floating in the liquid, and you don't cook it down, because then when you go to eat the mayonnaise, you'll have those flour taste in there, and that's not what you want. You actually have to make this smooth so you don't have that. So make sure the kelp is mixed and the salt and the sugar's mixed. I'm doing that. No, I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. No, you need 1/4 of a cup of, they usually say lemon juice, but this time I'm going to use vinegar to show you that you can do it. And you want 3/4 of a cup of water. And you're going to add cold water. And you're going to pour it in here. Leave your measuring cup because we're going to need 1 cup of oil. And like I told you, I am using safflower oil this time. Now this you have to mix up. Before we even put it on the heat, I really want you to mix this up thoroughly. now we're going to move this to the heat. We're going to move you over, don't worry. And this is for people, I know a lot of you have probably, do I have a spoon in here? I'll use this one. In the summer you see me making mayonnaise a lot, but I figured this time I'll show you a different oil and that you can use vinegar and there is no problem. I guess if I had lime juice, I'd show you how to make it with lime juice too. But I think I have to buy limes and can some lime juice because I have recipes that ask for lime juice and lemon, and I have to make the rinds and get them going again because I'm going to need them again. So there'll be canning starting to be done and dehydrating. Not just meals prepared or things like this. And I'm going to have to make sauerkraut. Oh God, I'm already out of that again. Now, when it gets to this point, you have to boil it 1 minute just like this. Do not turn the flame down, you just keep on stirring. This is actually cooking the rawness out of the flour, so you won't have that rawness in the back of your throat. Okay, you're going to need a hand mixer at this point and 2 eggs cracked for what we're going to do. Safety mechanism, never plug this in when you're putting these in. Never taste anything with these either. In other words, you don't bring your tongue up and do this. One guy ripped his tongue up, I meant, because nobody told him the safety mechanism. So there are people that do what we say, stupid things. We're all capable of it. I'm not going to say I'm exempt from it, but you know, common sense, if we used it all the time, we probably would be a lot better. Now, I've got to clean my mess up and get a mat here for what I'm going to be doing, because I want you over here where you can see, and I'm going to put this pot on the other side. I am making a mess again. Okay, you're going to blend this. These and keep this going while you pour this in, your eggs are going to curl. Remember, I've been doing this for a long time. See how thick that's getting in a hurry? You could do it by spoons if you're uncomfortable doing it this way. You know, just put a spoon in at a time and work it in. But like I said, I've done this a while. See how your binder's working? That's why you need this flour in your mayonnaise. You see the texture on this. You see how it is? Now you're going to add oil a little bit, but do not pour it where the beaters are. Pour it on the side a little bit and work it in. This is called the emulsifying stage that we're doing right now, because eggs and oil and stuff don't blend that well. The egg is going to bind it together, but you don't want to pour it in all at once, because it does have to absorb it, latch onto it. That's why you need this binder. It's going to hold the oil and the water and the vinegar and everything, or the lemon juice is going to bind it together and hold it together. This is where your mayonnaise comes out and it doesn't separate. it's a bit warm, stick it in the refrigerator for a little bit and it will really firm up. Remember, I put hot flour mixture in it. And there it is, homemade mayonnaise made with vinegar this time and a different oil. So see, it's not always that you have to use the same thing. Like I said, I have used lime, lemon, vinegar. I have not used wine vinegar yet, so I don't know how that would go yet. But there it is, homemade mayonnaise made with vinegar. Take care. Bye-bye.